My name is Edward Strine. We lived in New York, Pennsylvania. I was born in Pennsylvania. In '29, when the markets all crashed, my dad lost his job, and we came to Baltimore. When I was in the Sunday school in the city, Waverly, our Sunday school teacher took us on a field trip down to the harbor. The USS Maryland was down there. We couldn't go aboard it, but it was awesome. From that day on, I wanted to be a sailor out on the ship. When I was old enough, 18, I went down to 17, they wouldn't take me. I went right back the day I was 8. Scared the hell out of me. I have a tendency to have high blood pressure. I don't think I ever had blood pressure. I don't remember that. I didn't know there was such a thing. And there was a lot of guys down there. And I passed all the other stations. But when I was going to the doctor, he was going to take my vitals, he said, "You know you've got high blood pressure." Man, my heart sunk. He said, "Go over there and lay on that couch, and I'll get back to you." This doctor took it, and he said, "You're in the Navy, young man." Well, here I am right here. Well, I got out of boot camp in Camp Perry, Virginia. They put us on a troop train right on out to San Francisco, where they had the stripping where you want to go. I was just hoping I don't go on a base. I want to get on the ship. I went out there to fight. I was mad at what they did to Pearl Harbor. At that moment, they were saying, "Does anybody desire to go into the engine room?" There was shortage of that. Well, most of the guys wanted to stay on the deck. I mean, I'm one of keel of the ship, you know. They wanted to be, so I volunteered for that. May 3rd, 1945. We were at Okinawa, and they were picket posts, 10 surrounding, and we were number 1, and we were assigned to number 1 post, and we stayed in that area, and if there was attack, we could be in touch with each one of those posts. On the 3rd of May, they came in, it must have been 25 or 30, and what they did, they started with the stern right up to the bow. Bang, 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 bang. I was on the checks, where the check controls the water going into the boiler. And if you get high water, it can damage the pipes. If you get low water, you can burn them out. I was standing there, and all of a sudden, boom! I looked at my hands first, because I'm like a guy on the wheel. And my skin on this hand is gone. And I could see my bone on my hand. And right away, I started to pray. And I prayed to my wife, because I know, from experience, they don't tell you how you died. You just were dead. That's the way it was during the war. I talked to my wife, and I talked to God. Next thing you know, somebody, I have my opinion, which one, took me by the arm, led me up to the ladder to the deck. And I don't remember vividly what I did, but I understand from my friend at Corman that found out I was living that I was thought to be dead. he recognized me. I didn't have any clothes on. My arm, my body is all red from burns. And I didn't have any hair. When they were taking me down off the ship onto the Gosper, when I went aboard the hospital ship, immediately the nurses there, fantastic. And I said, as I said, every time I hear the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there, but a little stained. As I'm going down, I could see well enough to see that the flag was still there. Bowed, but there. And I saw that. And every time they play that music, I remember. You don't forget. They lost 30 American ships. What are you going to do with ships that can't be repaired? You sink them. There's no place to repair them, so you sunk them. This is the guy that saved my life because he was a corpsman under the doctor, and they had me with the dead. And they would, next morning when it was light, he found out that I was alive. They had me among the dead. And incidentally, when I did, when I got to the hospital or something, somewhere they didn't have a Navy suit, so I was in the Marine Corps.
They put you in the Marine Corps?
I was wearing the khakis.
You were in one of the khakis?
They didn't have a Navy. But then, I think we went to Ulithi. It was an far close by, but it had a hospital. And I went there, and then they started to get me back. And on the hospital ship, they put this, all I could see was my eyes, my lips. They had to come around every once in a while and try to open them to get fluid or whatever. And well, I lived all through that.
How long were you there? Do
Excuse
you
me?
remember how long?
I don't remember the time. I was in and out.
Yeah.
But I went back to 3 other hospitals till I finally reached Guam, which was a big one. And there I got well. It was a miracle all the way through. Mm-hmm. It was. And I came home, and I was engaged to raise my girlfriend at that time. And when I left, we sort of agreed that that's what we would do. I'm going to tell you how I met her. She was 9 and I was 11 in Arbutus Elementary School. And we were playing the guys, we were batting the ball around. It was a softball. And I hit the ball, and the trajectory, I knew it was going to hit somebody over there. I started to run. She's crying, got her. And my daughter's about for this. She had the most beautiful eyes you've ever seen, an Irish. And I did catch that. She was 9 and I was 11. And eventually, they had a roller rink and ice cream parlor next to it. And we got to know each other and didn't do dating or anything. Her father had 4 children, 4 daughters. And he wouldn't allow nobody to the older girl. But she had a girlfriend across the street, Dorothy Hobbs, and they were good friends. So she said she was going down the roller rink, and I'd meet them down. We roller danced and all.
How old were you then?
Oh, I guess 15 or 16, maybe somewhere there. It was funny. There's a fellow out in Kentucky. His name is John Christian, right? And he's been searching for me. There's not many of us left, to say the least. A lot of the men on the ship were mid 40, in their 30s, 40s, they're gone. But he traced me down because I had a telephone. Called. And we set up a date in this room. We met here, the girls were there, and we got a picture of it. He was a fighter pilot. When I came home, they didn't put much emphasis on the war and what it did to people. But I was waking up at night in sweats. Something would flash, an incident. Got to the point where I knew my wife was getting upset. So I went to Dr. Healy. Well, he was a great doctor in Arbutus. And he was a fighter pilot. Didn't know that then. And he started giving me medicine, talking to me, and it helped a lot. But today, if I see something on television, it brings back a memory. They are putting more emphasis on the television that they're trying to do more for the veterans. I don't know if you're aware of that, but it's something you never forget. I did what I had to do, and I'd do it again in a minute. I would, for this country.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
As you see, I got a lot of flags around. I love my country.
Thank you.